Welcome everyone. You're on The Drive with Denise DiGrigoli, and we are on the HN Network every Tuesday, not every Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday of the month. The Drive is about moving forward mindfully. It's entrepreneurs, innovation, leadership, and creativity that we bring to this platform. It's a pit stop, so we are so happy that you spend this time with us and enjoy some good fuel, motivation, and inspiration. We start the show every week with a mindful minute. And I've talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it again. You know, by the year 2050, we're going to have more plastics and garbage in the ocean than we do fish. And that's kind of an alarming number. You can look on Greenpeace and get the stats about where these big piles of rubbish are floating around our oceans. But for this holiday season and for this gift-giving season, why not shift lanes and tap your creativity? In my newsletter this morning and today we're going to talk about upcycling. What is upcycling? Upcycling is taking something and repurposing it. I know we're all into vinyl. In my house we're spinning the records, but for those that you're not crazy about, you can put a vinyl record in a Pyrex dish and heat it up at about 185 degrees and take it out and shape it into a cool dish. I use this one on my desk for my eyeglasses. The other thing is, it really takes hundreds of years for plastic to decompose, and then it doesn't completely go away. It doesn't compost. In the same way, metal doesn't. So you're seeing a lot of holiday tins out there. I love to carry Altoids or Fresh Mints for obvious reasons, but Ava did something really cool this year. She covered the metal tins in craft paper she had left over, and she made them for not only gifts, but as little positive note keepers and jewelry keepers. So there's so many things that you can do with metal tins to repurpose them. Let's think. Bulbs. The old bulbs that have gone wayward, sometimes you can glue them onto a metal hanger, or I hate to say foam because that's another thing that shouldn't go in the ocean, but a foam hanger. Repurpose things. When you shift lanes and you use your creativity to imagine how things could be repurposed, it also can be stress relieving. And everybody loves a handmade gift this time of year. Was decorated with twigs from outside and holiday lights, so kind of a rustic chic approach to some holiday planning. I challenge you to come up with some cool ideas, whether they're to share them on my social media. So not only for this time of year, but for the future, let's think how we can upcycle things and, of course, recycle things so that we can minimize these big patches of garbage and maybe have fresher fish in the year 2051. It's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that really creates the life you live. Thanks for stopping by and fueling it here on The Drive, the first and the third Tuesday on the HN Network. We'll be right back in a minute with an outstanding entrepreneur and innovator, somebody you shouldn't miss.
Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside.
Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
We're a platform for positivity, entrepreneurialism, leadership, creativity, and innovation. Stop here on the first and the third Tuesday of every month. It's Denise DiGrigoli, and we're on the drive. In the Mindful Minute, we talked about upcycling and how important that is to the future of our world. Recycling, repurposing things, and not making those giant patches in the ocean. Today, I have an incredible entrepreneur and innovator, Linda
Longobardi.
Oh, she challenged me. How was I going to say that name? Welcome.
Thank
and
you.
Your company is Regift the Wrap.
It is.
And you have come up with an incredible product that allows people no tape, no scissors, wrap, give, and repeat.
Yes.
That's innovation, friends. That is innovation. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So a little background story. I was at a Gold Coast Connect event, and Linda and my friend Suzanne Annunziato were showing your fabulous product. And it was just a showstopper. It was like, because I'm so connected up to not polluting the world anyways, and I love to wrap gifts. But before we jump into where you came up with this incredible idea, because you've done so many resourceful things with it, tell me a little bit about, you're from Connecticut, tell me about your background. Were you an entrepreneur before? What makes, are you a creative person? We need to know.
I am a creative person. I love to create things. I look around and I see things that I think could be better, so I always just think about that. I had an interior design business in Glastonbury. I grew up in Wethersfield and have lived in Glastonbury for about 22 years.
Thanks for making the trip down. We appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. It's so pretty down here. And so I had an interior design business, which kind of fulfilled that need to be creative and to do things. And then I had that moment, and we sort of shifted gears.
So I read in your bio that you were watching your nieces wrap presents only to give to you.
Right.
And you thought that was a great thing, but then you saw there was like the waste. Was that the starting point?
It was. It was.
So you were still in your interior design business, and you kind of just, an idea is born.
Yeah. Yes.
And what makes you a creative person? Did you study art? Did you study creativity? It's just you kind of had it?
No, I just...
You kind of had it.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Ever since I was a little girl, I'd always be doing something in the arts and macrame or painting or sketching. I just liked that.
You like that?
Yeah.
So you have this idea, and then what do you do with it?
So
Because a lot of us have a lot of creative ideas, and like, what do you do with them?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this one, the timing was right because my kids were grown, and it was just a nice time in my life where I had some extra time to devote to that, because I had different ideas in the past, but the kids were little, and you think, how am I going to do all that? So you sort of push all those ideas to the back burner.
Right.
But this one, everything just sort of, the stars aligned, and it seemed like the right time. And as I started thinking about a better way to wrap gifts, after I saw that crumpled mess, the stretch fabric came to mind, so I ran out and I got some, and I started just playing around, and it was really pretty. I liked the way it looked. I liked how it was developing, and I started to sew. I got out of my comfort zone. I can't stand to sew.
Did you take a lesson, or did you just start to sew?
Well, this is really simple because it's like, to make the prototypes was like this one seam. But I have taken some private lessons. I absolutely have. But I started making the prototypes, and I just thought they were really cute. And I kept working on it. But then I couldn't figure out what to do at the ends. So I would wrap them as you would wrap a regular gift, but sometimes they looked a little sloppy.
We are gonna do in second block, guys. We're gonna go through this, how to wrap with these.
So probably 6 months into this, it was going well, but about 6 months into this, I woke up one morning just thinking about this, and I ran downstairs and I grabbed one and I started manipulating it, and as I was manipulating it, it just literally tucked itself in. And it
was like an epiphany tuck.
It was a massive epiphany tuck. And when that happened, I really finally said to myself, I think I have something here.
So in the 6 months that you're kind of messing around and getting your stretch fabrics and sewing, what were you thinking? And were you still working in your interior design business?
A little bit. I was thinking, this is really cool. Like this. What I really liked about it was that if I could get it to where it needed to be, it was sort of like the perfect trifecta, meaning that the consumer could benefit from purchasing it because it was so simple to do. You didn't need to run around and find the tape and find the scissors and all that. When they gave it away, the recipient was now getting two gifts. They were getting what was inside and what was on the outside of it, and then they could use it. And the planet was getting a nice gift.
I love the planet piece
right?
of it, yeah.
You know, in the month of December in the United States, just in the month of December, we cut down about 30 million trees to produce wrapping paper,
Wow.
gift bags,
That's
tissues.
a statistic I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's it's hard to even wrap your head around 30 million trees.
No.
And then right after Christmas, 4 tons of that go into our landfills. And there's really no need for that anymore. And I actually took, like 2 Christmases ago, I had all my sleeves and my bands, and I had about 60 gifts I was wrapping. And I ended up wrapping those 60 gifts in about 30 minutes, which blew me away.
Wow.
I was giddy. I was so happy. But then I thought, okay, well, let's get to Christmas Day. And Christmas Day came, and my 3 daughters were opening their gifts, and it was, it was really fun to watch them. They were sliding it off and putting it down, the sleeves and the bands. And when we were done, it was wonderful. I had all my sleeves and bands to use next year.
Yeah.
And normally we have 2 humongous bags of trash, not the little ones, the
us
big
too.
ones.
Yeah, the big,
Yeah.
big construction bags of trash.
We had nothing. There was no trash. And so, again, those were those little booster aha moments where, like, okay, I'm going through this motion of what I'm trying to teach people, and it's working, and I liked it.
You were your own self-focused group.
Yeah.
So, when you're developing a concept as an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of testing, it takes a lot of focus grouping, it takes resources, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Where were you getting your feedback, or were you just kind of doing it on your own? Like, tell me the things that I want to, anyone out there that's thinking, geez, I'm ready to start something on my own. Give me, like, the resourcefulness. Like, what were you doing? You said, yeah, this is feeling right. I had the epiphany fold.
Right.
Now what?
Right. Yeah, because the now what is harder than the idea,
Yeah, exactly.
It really is, because so many people have great ideas, and they're afraid of how to pursue them and what to do next, and
They don't know the steps always.
Yeah, well, you can't. I didn't know them either. I mean, you're walking into an arena of your life that you're completely ignorant about, and it's scary. I think along the way, I was really blessed to have a lot of angels on my shoulder, because I just had like this amazing guidance, and I thought to myself, how am I going to do this in like a mass production? So I thought, okay, well, I have to find some factories. So I looked here in the United States and reached out. And
was this like a Google search?
Yeah, it would be Google searches, and I would be talking to folks in the United States, and we don't have a lot of manufacturing left anymore, and I knew that, but seeing it for myself hit home. So then I had to go overseas, and that was really scary. I mean, what do I know about anything like that? But you just start to research the different factories, and you start communicating with them, and the people are wonderful and they're helpful. And
but what I hear as an entrepreneur is you were not afraid of the scariness.
I was I was petrified.
But you kind of kept going through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't stop.
No.
So I think that's like a key.
No, but I like that part of it. Like, honestly, I love the research part of it. I loved finding out those factories and what they sold and how they sold it and how I could manipulate it to do what I needed them to do. And the nice thing was, when I said to them, can you do this for me? They say, sure. And I loved that. They were really great, and they were flexible, and they were such hard workers.
What did you do to protect yourself from the idea from not being stolen
right
away?
I didn't tell them what I was doing. They had no idea.
Okay.
So that was great. And I was working with like 2 or 3 different factories, so that worked well also.
So you kept some of your confidentiality.
Yeah, I didn't tell them what I was doing, ever.
We've got the polluted by single-use plastic image behind us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's part of the Mindful Minute, guys, because we don't want the world to look like that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You are researching, you're negotiating, but you're still a solo entrepreneur.
Yes.
Okay, and you're kind of doing your own homework.
Yes.
Are we up to a year mark yet now?
Probably, yeah,
Okay.
probably. And a dear friend of mine who has a business in Hartford making window treatments had told me about a tubular fabric, and I didn't know what that was. And tubular fabric is something that comes right off the machine in a tube, so that no one has to sew that seam. It's already in a tube. And that was great because I thought everyone that touches this product and is doing something with it is going to raise the price. And I really wanted to have a product where people could afford to buy this, where it was kind of commensurate with paper gift wrap that gets thrown away. And so this really struck a chord with me. If I could find factories that were doing this and work with them, I thought that was my ace in the hole.
I think it's brilliant that you thought I need to be in the price point of what traditional paper wrap would be to even get someone's attention.
That's right.
Right, because oftentimes when people develop a new product, they say, oh, this is so cutting edge, I can charge whatever.
Right.
And it's not necessarily the case, right? Especially nowadays.
Exactly.
So you're doing your research, you're doing your homework. When did the first item launch, and where did you launch it? Was it online? Was it?
It was online last January. Well, this past January.
So you're just about a year old.
Just about a year old, yeah. And then along the way, I would be chatting with people, and I spoke to this one gentleman who had actually he was on Shark Tank and got a deal. And he said, listen, you might want to look into patenting this. And he told me about UConn Law School, the IP clinic. He said, if you apply there, they may be able to help you with patents. Oh. And I thought that's pretty cool because I had already read books on how to write your own provisional patent and patents in general. I'd read books on licensing, just to gain some knowledge. So you
really started to get into the homework of it.
Yeah, I like the homework part.
Yeah, you did the homework.
I like the homework part.
And then you probably opened yourself up to sort of serendipitous opportunities. Like, where did this person fall out of the sky that said, hey, go to UConn's patent area and file?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you had to be open-minded.
I was.
To chance opportunities.
I was.
Yeah. And do you think that comes naturally to entrepreneurs, or do you think that's a learned skill?
You know, I don't know. I can't really speak on behalf of other entrepreneurs. I just knew that I had to trust that, and you know, that's all you can do. You have to trust that if the time's right, it's going to happen.
So what did UConn Law School say?
So they were amazing. You apply for you apply for it, and they'll say yes or no, and they said yes, which was so amazing.
Was it a lengthy application?
No, not at all. And they happened to really like this product because I guess what happens was they have the students doing the work, and they're being overseen by the law professors. And because it's such a simple thing, the students don't have to spend a long time getting to know it. I mean, I'm not making a new CAT scan machine where they have to learn about CAT scan machines and then do the patent. This is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So it worked well for them, and it worked really well for me.
So do you have a patent?
So I have 3 design patents pending.
Oh.
And they did my trademarks, and so, you know, and all of that is, you know, they're doing that for free.
Complimentary.
Yes,
wow,
which
that's
is
something.
like it was humbling to me to get that kind of help and assistance. And there's so much help. I think the one message I can just say to anyone interested in developing something that they love is there's so much help out there here in Connecticut. I work with University of Hartford.
What do they do for you?
Oh, they have all kinds of free courses on social media and entrepreneurship, and they actually gave me an 18-hour grant to have a fellow by the name of Bill Scully do some SEO work for me, because they know that people are just starting out and it's overwhelming, and you're trying to buy product and you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're spending some money. And they're really there for you. They're really there to help you. So
University of Hartford, UConn, anyone else?
Oh boy, there's so many. Now I'm actually working with Eric Knight at Reset in Hartford.
Yes, I know Reset is great.
It's amazing. I mean, another gentleman who's incredibly humble and incredibly successful. He's launched over 35 products nationally, internationally as well. And he's just there once a week that I meet with him just to help me. You know, just to help me.
This is such a journey. We have so much more to cover, but we do have to take a quick break. So, you know, while we're going through this journey with Linda, let's think about if there's things that you want to innovate, you thinking about, you know, leading a charge, leading a company, finding creativity. Where can you find it? Tweet us at HAN Network CT. I always forget the CT. And let us know your questions, because in the second block, Linda's going to be demoing her product and we're going to continue on the conversation. It's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the life you live. We're so thankful you stopped by the first and the third Tuesday to fuel up here with Denise on the Drive. We'll be right back.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Bay Star and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Whether you're looking for a great test prep program, tutoring to boost your grades, or a blast-off toward the college of your dreams, C2 Education is here to help. There is nothing one-size-fits-all about our programs. We offer customized tutoring and test prep for each student. Call us today at 203-423-3328.
At Rings End, we say it's time to re-love your home. Time to refresh and reinvigorate the way you live. And whether you're redoing something big or small, remember the letters RE stand for Rings End. We're the new model in home remodeling.
Combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions.
At In Sports Trumbull, the game is always on inside.
Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The In Sports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
Happy holidays, everybody. We are saving the planet with Gift the Wrap.
You got it.
Linda Longobardi.
You got that too.
And she is the most fascinating lady. Watching her nieces, unwrap Christmas gifts and seeing the big pile of whatever, this idea was born. So I hope you saw us in Block 1 where we talked about her innovative, creative journey into entrepreneurialism and this fabulous idea that UConn has helped her patent and all the different resources she's using here in the state of Connecticut, but not limited to Connecticut. I mean, my firm has worked with SBA. There's so many opportunities to help entrepreneurs in our country. I want to know, we were just talking on the break, when you wrap your presents and you load them in the car and they get all mushed and mangled and they tear, this solves that problem.
It does.
So give us the demo.
Okay.
Okay. This is a really cool, wow.
Well, it's nice and easy.
So listen, this is part of the gift. And then this is part of your gift, and then your recipient gets to reuse it in their next gift. Very
So
cool.
It's just really simple. You have your box and your sleeve, and you just slide your sleeve around the box, and you leave right around the same amount of excess fabric on either side. And all you do is what I call pinch, tuck, and roll. So you pinch the fabric, tuck it under, and roll your arms out, and you seal it.
And that's the Epiphany tuck, friends.
Yeah, that was
we were
the-
talking about
that
that
was
on
the
First
Epiphany
Block. That is the Epiphany tuck. What I love about this is, number one, you don't have torn packages, no scissors, no tape. So all the kids can do it, and even our, it's a multi-generational product.
Right.
Nobody can get injured, hurt, or frustrated.
Right. And it's nice because it can be used well over 50 times. It's washable. So if someone gets, cake and frosting on it.
Just throw it in the wash?
Yeah, then I just sort of hang it up to dry.
Okay. What about this crazy size package? Let's look at that.
So the nice thing about having stretch fabric is it can go over crazy packages. And, we're not claiming that we can fit
this
every
fun?
size box because there's just too many box sizes out there.
So what are your standard size, more or less?
So when I first started the journey, I really thought, let me just concentrate on shirt boxes and pant boxes. And as I was doing that, I realized when I would take my sleeve with me and go to different stores like Bed Bath & Beyond or just somewhere, I was wrapping wine glasses. When I'd go into a toy store, I was wrapping tons of different toys. So it became a little bit more than just the standard box. But again, you're just going to slide this over.
And this fabric has some stretch.
Absolutely.
So we really do have multiple sizes beyond a shirt box.
Well, absolutely. Because you can finagle it too, but again, you're just going to pinch, tuck, and roll. And don't be afraid of it. Like, you just hang on to that here and presses down.
It's very forgiving. Look at it. It's so cool.
It's just so easy.
Nice. And what about these two little cute boxes? The holiday boxes are just adorable. So you've got these little small sizes too.
And it's the same principle. We have these really fun holiday accessories.
Where are you making these now? Is this also overseas?
So this is overseas. Actually, some of these are overseas, and then for the holidays, I've actually gotten out of my comfort zone and gotten that sewing machine out and made bigger ones.
Here in the United States?
Well, here in Glastonbury, Connecticut, in my family room.
That is resourcefulness, friends. When you can't get it done, sometimes you just have to do it yourself as an entrepreneur, right? I know.
Right,
I get it.
Right. So there's sort of fabric and stuff all over my family room. But again, it's just the same concept. It's just tinier. So I made this little one.
So yeah, this is very cool. Yeah. So is there a patented technology on the tubular fabric?
No. No,
so where is the patent really?
So the patents are in the design.
In the design.
I have 3 design patents.
Look at how cool this is. It's
It's really just so simple and easy,
And let's do the sleeve with no tuck. We didn't do that one.
So one of the things I'm working on as this gets off the ground is making it even easier and just putting some ruffles on the ends, and there's no pinch, tuck, and roll. There's just simply you slide that gift in.
It's kind of cool as an entrepreneur, right? You start with something and then you see how it can expand and expand and expand.
Yeah.
And you told me during break you're kind of reworking your packaging, right? So it's always a journey.
It's always a journey.
You're never really done.
Right, and you can't be, I'm learning not to be hard on myself when I first started doing this.
Let's talk about that, because entrepreneurs are very hard on themselves.
Yeah.
They start to should on themselves, right?
Yes.
I should do this. I should do that.
I should know everything.
I should know everything.
Yeah.
And everything should just be right now, perfect today.
Right.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
And none of that happens.
No, none of that happens.
None of that happens. You do your best.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, the funny thing is, I thought this was pretty cool, but then when it went into the stores, customers really weren't quite sure what it was. And
because it looks like socks?
Well, no, it's just, I knew what it was, and so I just assumed everyone else.
Well, we always know what our own babies are, yes.
I couldn't imagine why you don't know what this is. I know what it is. And so I realized that some of the bigger stores that I really want to be in were saying, oh, we love your product, your packaging has to develop. And I knew at that point I didn't know how to do that. So that's when I hired Suzanne at Black Dog Design Partners, she was amazing.
She's outstanding.
She's amazing.
She's outstanding.
Yeah, and she looked at the product, she got to know the product, and just like, her business name says, we're partners. And she just listened to what I was thinking, and we went to different places, and we came up with something that might be a little bit more boutique-y. This is not the final one, but this would kind of be maybe like a rosette or a bow, so it would catch someone's eye if they were shopping. Because what you want to do is you just want to catch their eye so that they just look at what this is.
Well, that's how I met you, right? You know,
Yes.
the cool thing was you were showing it and it caught my eye. Now, let me ask you, where is it sold?
So it's in a couple of stores right now. It's being sold online on my website. Zulily is selling it with me. And
Etsy?
Etsy and eBay.
Etsy. So Etsy is a place for crafters and one-of-a-kind entrepreneurs. Not one-of-a-kind, but unique products.
Yeah.
And I also recommended the Grommet, which is sort of the Shark Tank for, you know, handmade one-of-a-kinds out of Boston.
Yes.
Again, not one-of-a-kinds, but entrepreneurs that are in incubator stages to help them move forward.
Exactly.
So as you're moving forward, it sounds to me like you are the traditional entrepreneur that had the end vision. You saw the need, you created something, you had the end vision, and now it's evolving. Packaging, patents, easier things, you know, easier ruffle openings.
Right.
If we see you next year, where's that end vision? Where will you be? Where will this product be? Let's just, for future state, let's dream it up a bit.
Okay. Next year, I would love to be in a couple of stores that I'm targeting, and I'd love my website to really be taking off. The hard part right now is people don't realize that they have a choice. Right now, they're going into stores, and all they know is
I need paper.
I need paper.
I need
wrapping
paper.
or a gift bag. They don't even think about what they're spending because there is no choice, so they have to buy it. So I would like, in a year, I would like a lot of people to know that they have a choice.
You have a choice, friends.
You have a choice.
You have a choice.
And it's right there with all that other wrapping paper, and price points are, you know, neck and neck, and so that really makes that choice an easy one.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always ask these kind of questions. Busy entrepreneur, still probably raising 3 daughters, even though they're grown. Still,
they're out of the house.
Well, I know, but I always say to Ava, you'll always be in my camp.
Yeah.
What do you do to stay motivated? What do you do to fuel yourself? Do you meditate? Do you take long walks? That's always what I want to know. What do entrepreneurs do to balance themselves out? I know what I do.
Yeah. You know, I like quiet time.
Oh, okay.
I really like quiet time because it lets me think. And I, if I'm exercising, I love that because I start to think. I love to just listen to music and let my brain go. I love to read. And that's really where I sort of...
Do you fit that in like every day? Do you give yourself a little time?
I can't say I do it every day.
No.
It all depends on what's happening. You know, you have to stay flexible, especially when you're a mother and, you know, you've got a business. And
what's been the biggest challenge here as you've moved this project forward?
Tightening the message, finding the words, and that's what Eric and I are doing now, finding this magical combination of words to get people to say, "Ooh, what is that?
Let me try it.
Let me try this."
What's been the
really
easiest
cool.
piece of this project?
The easiest piece for me and the most fun is just designing and putting fabrics together in bands and creating different accessories. Like right now you're seeing really basic things that I have and nothing that I want to roll out. I have so many things that are...
You've got a lot in the hopper.
Yeah.
So for somebody that's here thinking, you know, I really want to do this, but Linda's really creative and I'm not, what would you tell them? How would you tell them to access their creativity? Because I get that a lot. I'm not as creative as you, but everybody has creativity. Every single person.
Yeah.
How do you get them to uncover it?
Because I really think that it's how you view creativity. Yes, I'm creative and I love to do all these things. I love fabrics, I love colors, but that doesn't mean that someone else might be creative, say, in writing or just caring about someone, and they're going to solve a problem by just being kind to someone. We all have our gifts. I think it's really important to dig deep and find your gift, and it doesn't have to be something like this, because if you can really just help one person along the way, like that's your purpose, that's your gift.
That's so awesome. I could almost end the show there, but I got one more question. I thought I was done. That was the big finale. That was awesome. Yeah. So if someone is watching and they are going to embark on an entrepreneurial venture, which I hope you will because that's what we're about,
Right.
what would be your best pop shot advice? 3 things they have to do or know, or not do or know.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fall on your face.
Yeah.
And just trust in the universe that if it's meant to be, it's going to be.
And work hard.
Yeah. Work hard.
And be open to opportunities.
And
right?
listen to people as they guide you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then make your own decision with your own good intuition.
Yeah, trust your gut.
So listen, isn't it been a great 45 minutes with Linda? Everybody jump on regifttherap.com and help us make a better holiday and a better planet.
Yes.
I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to meet you. Thank you for coming on. And we may have Linda on back in a year and see where this this project has progressed. Thanks so much, Linda.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. From everyone here at the HN Network, I hope you're going to have fabulous holidays. We'll be back on the Tuesday of this month. Remember, it's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the lifestyle you live. If you like it, share it. And like Linda said, be a mentor to someone else. Just showing your kindness is access to your creativity. Thanks for tuning in. We're so glad we got to spend this time with you. Wasn't that great?